Hello, how are you today? Another day for another commentary. Definitely going to be interesting. Hopefully I get it right this time where it's actually recording. So at least the sound. A couple of days ago I posted on Facebook and on the Spindle City Straight Talk website a statement that got tons of negative responses, hate mail, and business community leaders irate that I could even say such a thing. I threatened to send this out to the national media, to the governor of Massachusetts, to our federal and state delegations. And I will tell you, the threats, number one, did not scare me. And the negative feedback just enticed me more. And for a local realtor to tell me to not make another mistake like I did with Amazon, get your facts straight, okay? I sent a letter to Amazon for clarification of the deal. I never said to Amazon, don't come to Fall River, okay? And they did come to Fall River, or they're supposedly coming to Fall River, all right? With a trimmed down deal, with a 60% reduction in their taxes, and no guarantee of jobs. As a matter of fact, the 500 jobs that they're saying they're going to give you are seasonal. So again, Fall River got the shaft. But I'm going to read you my commentary, my diatribe, and I called it Trouble in River City. Fall River City, that is. My name is CJ Ferry, and I live in Fall River, Massachusetts. I have been a registered nurse in Massachusetts for over 20 years, and I am licensed in over 15 other states for some time. I have been trained in emergency management, disaster services, FEMA disaster guidelines, and hold numerous certifications in public health, disaster management, insurance, and finance. Fall River, Massachusetts is a city in southeastern Massachusetts, in between Cape Cod and Providence, Rhode Island. We are a city located in one of the deepest ports in Massachusetts, and our city does not develop it nor do anything that can or will improve our city. Our sister city, 15 miles east of us, New Bedford, Massachusetts, has taken the bull by the horns and has greatly improved its economic development, job creation, and city financial stability. Fall River has failed in all of these and more. The population of Fall River is steadily on the decline, and it continues to attract a public assistance population from all over the East Coast, and has become the dumping ground for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the greater Boston area to decrease its public assistance population in order to improve their economic development programs. This has become a major industry for Fall River, Massachusetts, and has produced a major influx over the past few decades of nonprofit organizations that purchase properties that were at one time substantial tax revenue streams and now pay nothing. And the city has to absorb the costs of necessary services. The poor has become a substantial industry for many years, but we know that it cannot sustain a community. Fall River attempts to attract business by giving away a necessary revenue stream, real and personal property taxes, with no guarantee of anything for the community, and this produces business and industry which are only here until the end of the tax package. And the excuses we are given is that we cannot predict the future markets. These fruitless attempts at economic development in Fall River have only served to infuriate the populace and the voter. It was a major cause, as with many others, of the first successful recall of a mayor in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Our Governor, Charlie Baker, has his hands filled with the budgetary shortfalls at the state level and the projected shortfalls of the fiscal year 2016 budget of $1.5 billion. While I do not wish to circumvent our governor, I firmly believe that a set of eyes from outside of our state and our community will see what is actually going on and may have some serious and constructive criticism and advice on how to make for a better country, state, and community. What few taxpayers that remain in Fall River, they are taxed increasingly with fewer and fewer services, increasing fees for everything from trash to water and sewerage, poor roads, increasing numbers of potholes, and more demands on the general apathetic public that they cannot afford or wish to perform. For some reason, the concept of increasing incomes equating to increasing economic development for the community is alien to the people and the elected officials of Fall River. And we keep rewarding them for their failures of elected officials, department heads, and appointed and contracted political hacks who cannot argue their way out of a wet paper bag, but they continue to get elected seats, high-paying jobs, and pats on the back. The people of Fall River need some hope. Hope that is not coming from the president, the Congress, our state representatives, or senators. Our newly elected mayor, our long-standing city council, and our political dumping ground known as the Fall River School Department. Yet another failing institution in Fall River. This is the fault of the voters of the city of Fall River, who can't get by the give me attitude, the entitlement attitude, and the you owe me attitude. This failing metropolis is because the people of Fall River don't care and won't care until we make national headlines as another bankrupt community because of criminal and non-criminal malfeasance and fiscal mismanagement. Our United States delegation has already made it perfectly clear that there is no money for Fall River, not a dime. A city that depends on grants, federal and state aid for 84% of its budget still has not been awakened to the reality that you are on your own. The local elected officials want to raise taxes and fees so that they can put off for yet another year the prospect of bankruptcy. They have lied, played with the budget, played with the numbers. They're trying to steal money from the pockets of municipal employees by taking their pension contributions, healthcare contributions, and what other means we've yet to see. This has been going on for years, and yet, when we know we are in financial mess, the mayor and the city council still consider bonding for more unnecessary projects. We continue to rob Peter to pay Paul, and then we again rob Paul to pay John. The money grabs will not stop until the people finally say, enough is enough. Thomas Jefferson said, prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience shows that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce the people under such despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. This is the state of our city, a state where the government and the elected bodies continue on a path of tyranny and despotism, a path that leads our community down a path of debt and bankruptcy, so that friends, political allies, husbands, wives, children, political supporters, and hacks can all bleed the city dry. And to quote a relatively well-off businessman, we have already bled this city dry, and it has nothing left to give. I will not invest another dime in this city until I once again can make a buck. This is the epitaph of Fall River. In the era of President John F. Kennedy, when his brother Robert Kennedy made it clear that while people and political operatives all felt that Fall River, Massachusetts was a guaranteed win, Robert Kennedy pressured the president to be sure to pay a visit to Fall River, Massachusetts to ensure the country that he understood the poor working class community. President William Jefferson Clinton followed the lead of a past president, also paid Fall River, Massachusetts a visit, again showing the country that he understood the issues of a poor and economically disadvantaged community. This would be an advantage to any presidential candidate, but our own elected officials thought and believed that they were showcasing Fall River. In actuality, Fall River was a symbol. emblematic of what every city, town, community, and state should strive to avoid. This is what you have done to Fall River, the elected officials, the business community, and more importantly, the community and voters, who only vote for their give me, not for the give me of the community. In an old Star Trek movie, Wrath of Khan, 1982, the character Spock said, "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one." This message should speak loudly to the people of Fall River. It is time to get your heads out of your ass. And finally, do what is right for everyone, not just you. Do you understand this? I hope you do. I'm going to keep it just to that. I'm not going to go any further. I hope you've listened. I hope you pay attention. And I hope that you can see a change in Fall River. I hope you can make that change in Fall River. Thanks for watching. Please, if you have any comments, send them to us via email or via our phone number. Thanks for watching.